TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Do you think that Bret Hart didn't fit into WCW? Do you think he didn't fit in there? Or
No,
do you think
he
they
didn't
just did it? Right.
You know, Bret Hart, yeah,
Or did they just misuse him there?
well, they didn't misuse him. I don't know. Now, see, I'll probably get in trouble for this, or heat or something. I like Bret Hart. I never saw the superstar in Bret Hart. To me, he wasn't a Goldberg, he wasn't a Rock, he wasn't an Austin, he wasn't a Hogan. He was as great as the Hart Foundation tag team guy.
Right.
You know, he was a good technician, but technicians don't draw money. Bret's interviews were the same. He was very monotone. I'm the best there ever was, there ever will be.
Yeah.
Next. I mean, you know, he was very good. He was a solid worker, but I don't get the whole Bret Hart stardom thing. And if I was a promoter, I'd just leave Bret home. Let's see, you know.
Do you think he was
tag team with the Anvil or something? I don't know.
Do you think he's looked at as being a legend like that just because, you know, business is big in Canada and he represents that country? And
well, Canada is the hype. He's from Canada. I think his claim to fame is the fact that Vince gave him the screw job. I think that was his big claim to fame. He got the screw job, which happened more in the old days than you thought. He went back and popped him in the face, and that was Bret Hart. But in terms of drawing money, the WCW brought him in, paid him a bunch of money, and it didn't draw a diddly.
Maybe that whole screw job was a shooter work.
I'm not sure, but
it's great that people still talk about it.
I would not be surprised if it was real. Because Vince don't care about Bret Hart. I'm not sure what the story was, but, you know, Vince cares about his business. So if he thought that whatever he did was best, you know, for his business, he would do it.
If you could put together a DVD of your 3 greatest matches, what would they be?
I did put together a DVD. I think it's on my website, but I don't do computers, so I don't know what you guys do. Well, the 3 great, you know what? You can break it down to probably eras. I mean, the Bruno feud was the best. You know, the Shea Stadium was the historical classic, and that has to be number 1. The stuff I did with the evil Lord Regal was a wrestling clinic in the days when it was already, you know, getting to be a lost art. And the matches I had with Regal would have to be out there, which they are. And then the very end of what I would consider my active wrestling career would be the Eric Bischoff, Scott Hall matches with WCW, where I fought for Nitro against the New World Order. Those would be the 3.
Actually, if you think about it,
classics.
You're one of the only wrestlers that's in 3 generations main eventing.
Yeah,
I can't, because look, Dusty he's a novelty now, kind of. He really isn't. You wrestle more than he does now, so. I can't think of too many.
What do you think is Flair? I mean, you know.
Yeah, Flair, I guess. Yeah. There's not too.
Well, you know, yeah, I'm kind of like, I kept myself on TV through the broadcasting for 10 years, and most of my generation's gone. And also because I broadcasted so much, I saved my body a lot. You know, I didn't get hurt. I didn't keep wrestling. I didn't want to, you know, overdo it. Plus, the things they were doing, they were brutal. They weren't wrestling anymore. They were, you know, bumping off and smashing through tables. And, you know, it just seems silly because if you go through so much trouble to make people realize it's not real, why would you do these things to kill yourself that no one will ever believe?
I just like the whole thing is like, you know, you see Terry Funk like in Amarillo or something.
He's absolutely insane.
He falls through a table with the ringside with the guys announcing. Now you watch ECW, the guy comes down and piles 10 tables right there. Oh, let's pick up a table for no reason and just... It's not realistic.
Lay there for 2 minutes while I adjust all these tables.
It's not realistic.
Hey, 20-some years ago, you know how the guys, you know, they spring on the ropes or they crawl up and then do a moonsault. It's not that we couldn't do that 20 years ago. We had the athletic ability, but it would kill the whole illusion because if it was real, what idiot would stand there for 10 seconds like this while the other guy would balance himself on the top rope ready to dive into him? It would have killed the show.
It also shortens careers.
Yeah.
TitleMatchNetwork.com